In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 most popular games in 2022. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. We can confidently conclude that 2022 was a fantastic year for gaming as it draws to a close. Some newly released games performed better than others, with Elden Ring and God of War, Ragnarok quickly joining the ranks of contenders for Game of the Year. Nevertheless, there are several reasons why this year is the strongest the gaming industry has ever appeared to be. Based on the total player base for these games across their lifespans, we have selected the top 10 titles that will perform the best in 2022. Over the years, the popularity of each of these games has skyrocketed, resulting in a devoted player community that frequently returns to the game. Number 10. Apex Legends. Apex Legends, the crowning achievement of Respawn Entertainment, has become one of the most played games this year. It is a free-to-play shooter in the style of a battle royale that was made available on a number of platforms, including PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and the Nintendo Switch. Crossplay was by default allowed in this game. This year, a mobile version of the game was created because it had grown so popular, further expanding its already enormous player base. The assertions that Apex Legends was a Fortnite clone, which were made by many players at first, were rapidly refuted as the game released more updates, defining it and giving it its own personality. This was demonstrated by the fact that the game attracted over 2 million players in the first month of release and only continued to grow over time, reaching a comfortable 60 million players in 2022. Number 9. Call of Duty Warzone. The most popular first-person battle royale game currently being played is called Call of Duty Warzone, or COD Warzone. Warzone, the latest in a long line of Call of Duty games that began with the 2003 release, carries on the legacy of its forerunners by emphasizing the diversity of tools and weapons at its disposal. Over 90 million people have played the game because it is entertaining and chaotic. Warzone is regarded as Black Ops 4's spiritual successor because it is a first-person shooter without a battle royale concept, unlike the majority of Call of Duty titles. Being a free-to-play game has only helped the franchise's popularity grow by attracting new casual and ardent fans to the series. Another major benefit is that it is available on many different platforms. Number 8. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. The video game Counter-Strike, which established Valve as a major player in the gaming industry, continues to advance, giving rise to Counter-Strike Source and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. With over 30 million players in 2022, the series' last title, CS:GO, propelled the franchise to greater heights. This classic team-based first-person shooter game checks all the players' tactical wants even though it isn't a battle royale game. Each team has its own playstyle and goals, with the aim of winning the game in a limited number of rounds to keep players fresh between games. Due to the series' immense popularity, it reached a peak of 1.3 million concurrent players back in 2020. In 2022, the player base continued to average just under a million concurrent players. Number 7. Fortnite. Epic Games' greatest achievement is Fortnite, which many players think invented the battle royale genre that is so popular today. Regardless of whether you concur with this assessment, the game is now ranked 2 out of the top 3 most played games in 2022. The game currently has more than 250 million players, which supports this statistic. The game's concurrent player count peaked in 2020 with over 12 million players active during Travis Scott's astronomical concert, which appears to be a theme here. Players can play the game in 3 different modes. You can play Fortnite, Save the World, a tower defense mode, or Fortnite Creative, a sandbox mode that lets you freely create worlds if you get tired of the game's battle royale action, which is one of its modes. Number 6. Genshin Impact. The best-selling and most popular game in the HoYuverse is Genshin Impact, created by Korean studio miHoYo. It is an open-world, free-to-play role-playing game that was created in the gloomy year 2020. The game is easy enough for people to get into and enjoy, with appealing anime imagery and straightforward controls. No matter when you start playing Genshin Impact, there is always new content being introduced thanks to events and updates. The game's story is entirely unique, and miHoYo has been adding new chapters over the past 2 years through various updates. These plot updates also involve map expansion, which results in the addition of new places and quests to the game to further the plot. Over 60 million people have played the game this year, and the user population only continues to expand.
Number 5. League of Legends.
League of Legends, the first of 2 Riot Games products on this list, is unquestionably the most well-known MOBA of the present. Its enormous player population of over 100 million players, with a peak of 8 million concurrent users in 2019, and the lack of any signs that it will slow down anytime soon are evidence of this. This is because the game has a more aggressive and quick playstyle than certain other MOBA games available today, such Dota 2 and Smite. Under the watchful oversight of Steve Ginsafique, a former Dota All-Stars developer, the game swiftly established itself despite being first dubbed a clone of the original Dota All-Stars. Since his departure in 2016, Riot Games has used a variety of music videos, a competitive esports community, and one of the most well-liked, highly regarded Netflix series Arcane to increase the popularity of League of Legends even further.
Number 4. Minecraft.
Minecraft is an homage to the vintage, timeless sandbox games from the 1980s and early 1990s. The game, which was made by Mojang Studios, gives each player the freedom to act any way they like in the environment they spawn into. Since its modest 2009 release, the game has grown in popularity, eventually surpassing 150 million players to become the best-selling game of all time.
The game has been ported to numerous platforms throughout the years due to its popularity.
In a randomly created 3D block-style universe, players start off at the bottom and must climb their way to the top. You can gather naturally occurring resources from the environment and use them to advance, acquire better tools, construct larger facilities, and eventually automate a large portion of your production. Additionally, the game supports multiplayer and gives you access to a ton of user-generated custom stuff that you can include into your world for even more creative flexibility.
Number 3. PUBG Battlegrounds. When PUBG Battlegrounds first launched in 2017, it became an instant hit.
The Japanese cult classic movie Battle Royale served as the inspiration for the free-to-play game's gameplay design and aesthetic decisions. With over 350 million players, the game became the most played game in 2022, just like the movie it was based on.
It also developed a cult following similar to that of the movie. With the exception of Epic Games' Fortnite, the only Battle Royale game that can still compete with PUBG, the game's enormous success gave rise to a number of lesser copies that didn't do so well. PUBG never really faced a danger from Fortnite, despite the latter's popularity growing after it was released on a number of platforms, especially the more accessible mobile ones. Number 2. Roblox.
Roblox stands out from the others on our list because it offers users a platform to create their own games in a relatively straightforward way rather than being a standalone game. This prompted numerous gamers to develop their own hit Roblox games, which have all attracted a sizable player base. More than 200 million people use the Roblox platform to play some of the most well-known user-made games or to build their own games.
Even if microtransactions are an option, everything on Roblox is completely free to play.
You can earn Robux to meet all of your needs instead of using real money, if you like. The platform was initially published in 2006 but remained relatively unpopular until the middle of the 2010s, when it gradually began to gain traction.
Number 1. VALORANT.
VALORANT, the second video game by Riot Games on our list, is more recent than League of Legends. Due to this, the player base is not as developed as League's, but it has nevertheless amassed over 20 million players, which is astounding for a game that was just published a little over 2 years ago. The Counter-Strike series by Valve heavily influenced this game, and it shows through a number of in-game aspects like the recognizable by menu, spray patterns, and shooting inaccuracy while moving. The robust esports ecosystem that developed during the first year of the game's release helped VALORANT gain even more popularity. It is only a matter of time before VALORANT begins to rise in the tactical shooter genre, given that the game is a top pick for many streamers all around the world.
What do you think about our video? Let us know in the comment box below.
Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates.
Thank you.